Alright, so I'm back with my Canon safe, and I want to talk about preventive maintenance. It's not something I've really given it a lot of thought, but after I posted a few videos on the safe, I got some feedback from some safe professionals talking about preventive maintenance. So I figured I'd do a video on one. I'm going to do the preventive maintenance on this Canon safe, and hopefully we'll get another 20 years out of it that way. Stay tuned, see how I do the PMs on the safe, and don't forget to subscribe. First thing we're going to do is open the safe. You can try to guess the combination, but I'm not going to tell you if you got it right or not. I'm amazed at how many people just put comments in some of the safe videos trying to guess the combination. It's pretty interesting. No one gets it right, by the way. So I use one of these little auto body removal tools for the rivets. This is an older safe, so it's got these. Yours may just lift off. And we'll get this out of the way. So, a couple of areas you want to touch on. You know, one of them, of course, to me the most important piece is lubricating the body of this. And I'll show you what I've got here. And that's the key area. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do is use one of these shop rags and some mineral spirits. And I'm just going to clean as much of the old stuff off as I can. You can see it here. Just get it nice and get it off as much as you can. Now, if you're feeling froggy, you can do what I've done. I actually took this whole thing apart. You can see up here exactly what that looked like. And struggled for a little bit, got it back together, working correctly, which wasn't a challenge, but, well, it was a challenge. If you're feeling froggy, go ahead and go for it, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you know exactly what you're doing. Anyway, let's get this all cleaned off with mineral spirits, get the old grease off as much as possible. And let's activate the bolts, because that's going to expose areas. And you can see wear points on here where there's a slide and wear. Now, as long as I have this open, I'm going to catch the outside of the bolts, clean them as well, get any old grease off of them. Now, one thing I noticed, and I'll show you up in the upper corner what it looks like, this Canon safe has crappy bolt construction. Rivets here are failing. This lower bolt here is going to fail eventually. I don't think it'll lock me out, but I may end up taking that out. Probably not ideal. Actually going to clean the inside of the bolt. See what I'm doing here? So all I'm doing here is cleaning the inside of the bolts, getting the old grease off. Not a huge deal, but worth doing as long as you're inside here, getting all this stuff done. Alright, so what next? Next, I'm going to relube everything with Lucas White lithium grease. Good stuff. I use it for a lot of other things other than gun safes, but it's reliable. Good name. And what I'm going to do, well, first off, wherever you see active wear points, for example, up along here, let me give you a close-up. So you can see some wear areas here where there's some friction. So we definitely want to get those areas. And just about anywhere that there could be some movement, I want to get. So all these wear points will get some grease. And even some grease in areas that may not have wear points. But so for example, I'm going to grease that area really good. Now, See what I'm doing here? It may be a little bit too much grease. I'd rather have too much than not enough. There's actually an ideal balance. And I'm going to get a little bit of grease on here and just get the inside of the wear points. Got some here as well. Open it up. You're going to see some other areas that didn't get touched. We'll get those. And I want to get the inside of this area here where this slides on as best I can. Now, a safe professional is probably going to dismantle the safe and do it that way. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to recommend that. I think it might be beyond most of us. I took a chance and got it done. Lucky me. And I should have all the wear points. Now the other areas that I'm going to do, of course, are the bolts. Put a thin layer of grease on those. They do slide against the body. Really don't need a whole lot. Get behind it as best I can. And we'll get the outside thin layer on that as well. And that pretty much takes care of the lubrication. Now, as long as we're doing some maintenance, there's another area we probably want to take care of as well, and that's going to be the fire seal. Now, there's not a lot that you need to do with the fire seal, but you do want to make sure that the base that it contacts on the inside of the safe is clean. This one's not actually. It's got several years of accumulated yuck on it. So I'm just basically going to use some regular cleaner. Clean it, spray it onto a rag, and just clean that really good. Like I said, it's actually got a lot of dirt on it. And of course, there's also this side of the safe. Use a clean part of the rag. Make sure there's no dirt, dust on it. If there's a fire, this would expand and seal the safe. They give you some fire protection for a given amount of time, but might as well make sure it's clean as well. And that's pretty much it as far as preventive maintenance on your safe. Again, it's something that I haven't given it any thought over 20 years, and after posting that video that I did earlier, you can see that video right up here. I got feedback from some professional safe technicians, and they actually gave me some really good advice, and doing a PM or preventive maintenance on a safe was one of them. Alright, safe's nice and clean now, greased, it's lubricated, got a fresh layer. Before I put it back together, I really haven't messed with the mechanism, but probably a good idea to give it a test a few times. So I'll release it to lock, unlock it a few times. What I'm doing is hitting this bar. This bar, when you close the door, lifts up, hits the bottom lip of the door, and when it lifts up, it actually throws the bolts. So again, I'm just testing it a few times. make sure I'm comfortable with it. And I am. I figure if it passed the test 3 times, it'll keep going. So let's close it up and we'll call it done. Might as well clean the outside of the safe too. Alright, so that's done. If you haven't done preventative maintenance on your gun safe, you might want to consider doing it at some point. Anyway, I hope you found this useful. If you have, hit like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.